This is the second part. Right, this is the second part, and we are on page 4. Page 4, we're going to start with number 39. Would that be page 5? It is page 5. Okay. So on page 5, number 39, second part of the final exam review, spring semester, 6 days away to take the exam. Number 1, it's 39 is D. And any questions about getting letter D for number 39? Did you get D when you secant of X? Yes.
We're going to be able to use the formula charts, right?
Yes, make sure you bring your formula chart for identities, for ellipses, parabolas, right? And also
There can be like several pages.
the formula chart for finance.
Oh, yeah.
Finance, it's the formulas that you need to use for the previous pages, 1 through 4. So it's 4, 5 pages that you need to have. Finance, trig, and conics. Okay, so it's all of that. So questions about 39. Did you get 39 BD? No? Okay. How come you didn't get D? What did you do here? What do you do when you want to simplify this? Can somebody help us to simplify this? What do you guys do, number 39?
Don't we need that formula chart?
No, if you don't remember, then go ahead and use it. But this is very simple. I need to rewrite tangent. Do any of you remember what tangent is in sine and cosine? What is tangent? Sine over cosine. So when you have sine over cosine and you multiply those two, what you're gonna have cosine of x plus sine square of x over cosine. And since these are two fractions, you need to combine them, and you need an LCD, at least common denominator. What's the common denominator for these two? Is what?
Cosine.
Cosine. So you already have cosine on the second fraction, so you multiply the first one by cosine of x. And then when you rewrite that, that's going to be cosine square of x plus sine square of x all over cosine of x. And do any of you remember what cosine square of x plus sine square of x is? If you don't, then look at the identity formula. Cosine square of x plus sine square of x, what is it? That is 1. Cosine squared of x plus sine squared of x, all of that is 1. So when you rewrite, that's going to be 1 over cosine of x. And 1 over cosine of x, what is that equals to? Secant. And that's what letter D is. Okay. Now, question number 40. The answer to number 40 is A. And why is that A? Okay, how do you rewrite number 40? That would be what? Wake up, wake up. We can do it. How do you rewrite number 40, those who tried it number 40? What is that supposed to be?
Cosine of x.
Cosine of x. You want to put that over 1. That's a good idea. Okay. And then what else?
Oh, sorry.
What's cosecant? 1 over sine? 1 over sine. Yeah. Okay. What about tangent? Sine over cosine. Okay. And the question is that equals to 1? What can you do on the left side? Can you simplify that a little? Yes, we can cancel out what? The sine with the sine and the cosine with the cosine. So is that equal to 1? Yes, so 1 equals 1, so it is an identity. So that's why it was A. Now for number 41, sine of 15.
Can't you put it on the
Survival mode, right? And then find out which of those gives you that. Now, that's a good idea, but the thing is that when you give me this review and you're lacking 1 point, I will not accept this review. So, number 41. How will you rewrite sine of 15 as a sum or as a difference of two angles? What is 15 as a sum or difference of two angles? That would be sine of what? 45 minus 30. That is right. And then we use a formula, right, for the sum or the difference of two angles. So here, that's going to be the same as what? Sine of A, which is 45, and then what else? Look at the formula chart, and this is a good way to gather your formula charts and find out if you have those formula charts.
What is the section?
This is the sum and the difference of angles, and it should be in the identity formula chart, the identity functions, the sine, cosine, and then on the back of that paper is where you were supposed to add the sum and the difference of the
No,
angles.
it's trig.
Okay, so it's sine of u, and then what else?
Times cosine of b.
Of b, which is 30, and then what else?
Plus minus.
And then in this case, it's going to be plus, right? Because if it's a minus, then you have a plus. And then what else?
cosine u.
Cosine u, which is cosine of 45, and then
Sine of
times sine of
30.
30. Okay, and then if you don't remember the 45, 45, 90 triangles and the 30, 60, 90 triangles, then draw a triangle. So I'm going to draw that for those who don't remember that. 1, 1, square root of 2. For the 30, 60, 90, it would be 1, 2, and this is the square root of 3. So when we want sine of 45, sine of 45 is opposite over hypotenuse. So what is sine of 45?
Square root of 2 over 2.
Is square root of 2 over 2, right? So it's like 1 over square root of 2, but it's square root of 2 over 2. Okay, Jake. Wakey, wakey, Jake.
He's like snoring.
He's exempting and he's snoring. Oh, that's on video already. Got on video. You can hear in the background. Okay, so what about a cosine of 30?
Square root of 3 over 2.
The square root of 3 over 2. That is right. Okay, so square root of 3 over 2. And then plus, okay,
Square root of 2 over 2.
square root of 2 over 2. Now, is it a plus or a minus?
Minus.
Why a minus?
Oh, I don't know.
Look at the formula. Look at the formula on the formula chart. If you have a plus minus, then inside is a plus minus, right? So then if it's the same sign, then it's the same sign in between. So do that have to be a plus? No, right? It has to be a minus, and that matters. So this is a minus. Okay, so it's minus. What is cosine of 45? Square root of 2 over 2. Sine of 30.
1 over 2.
1 over 2. Okay, and then just multiply across, so that's going to be square root of 6 over 4 minus square root of 2 over 4. And that is the simplest form. So for that number 41, it was D. Number 42. What's the answer for number 42? What do you have for 42, those who tried it this problem? Anybody? What's your answer for 42? You haven't done your homework? Make sure you study over the weekend. Study groups is the best thing here. Okay. So number 42, the answer is C. It's also square root of 6 minus the square root of 2 divided by 4. And we do the same thing on that one. Okay? So for number 42, the answer is C. And then you can just try it the same way we did number 41. Let's move on to number 43. Okay, now this one we need to figure it out. What is supposed to be the trig function that gives you that? So it's sine, cosine, minus cosine, sine. So that is supposed to be coming from what? It's going to be sine. Okay, so that's going to be sine. And what is u and what is v? 49 is u, v is 11. Now, are we going to be adding or subtracting in the middle? What's the sign in the middle here?
Subtracting.
Subtracting. So aren't we supposed to be subtracting? Right? So we subtract the 49 and the 11. So what is 49 minus 11? 38. So 38, so it's going to be sine of 38, which is letter B. Okay. Can you tell me what 44 should be? It's cosine, cosine, sine, sine. So that's going to be definitely what? Cosine. So it's A or B. So are you going to add or subtract the angles? Subtract.
Which is cosine 75.
That is right. So 133 minus 58, it's 75. That's B. Number.
What is the same sign in the middle? That's usually the opposite.
When it's sine, sine, when it's cosine, cosine, then it's the opposite of that. When it's sine, cosine, then it's the same. Right. Okay, number 45, solve by substitution. Solve by substitution. What was your answer for those who did number 45? What's number 45? What's the answer for 45? By substitution. You don't have an answer? Okay, well, let's work it out. I'm using the first equation. What do I do with the first equation to solve this problem? Substitution. What are we supposed to do? We need to subtract. Well, it's subtracting already. We'll do the opposite of that. We need to add 2y because you need to leave the x by itself. So when you leave the x by itself, the equation is going to be x equals 2y minus 22. Once you use the first equation, then you're going to copy the second equation, and in place of the x, so it's 8 parentheses, in place of the x, you're going to put what x is, which is 2y minus 22. And then keep on copying the equation, so it's minus 2y equals negative 50. Okay? So you distribute. So what is 8 times 2y? 16y? Great. What is 8 times negative 22? A big number. And that big number is what? 176 negative, yes. Then we have to combine the like terms. So 16y minus 2y, it would be how many y's? 14y. That is right. Okay, so then you recopy the rest of the equation, and then you need to do the 2 steps. What's the first step here? You need to get rid of the negative 176 by adding 176 to both sides. So 176 and negative 50, that should be positive 126. Then second step, divide by 14. And y is equals to what? What is y equals to? Y is equal to 9. When you divide 176 by 14, did you get 9? Yes? Okay. So y is equal to 9. Let's just double check. We first solve for the x, 2y minus 22. We plug it in into the second equation, 8. Okay, so far so good. So then, now what? I have the y. I need to find the x. How do I find the x? Plug it in into the y where the x is. So when you substitute 9 for y, that's going to be 2 times 9 is 18 minus 22. That would be what? Negative 4, isn't it? Okay, so now you tell me, what is the answer? What is the answer? This is the answer. Yes, that's the answer. It's hidden, but it's there. Yes, right there. That is my answer. Anybody got it? Okay. Number 46. Lesson 1 to 46. Wakey, wakey.
Miss, but on the test, we don't have to do all that work.
No,
We can just
survival
plug in those
mode.
numbers,
That's
the
right.
formulas.
Check to see which one gives you that answer and ta-da,
So we're
right?
gonna be able to use the calculator for
Yes,
everything?
your formula chart and everything, yes. Nice, right?
Miss, is this?
I hope you make 100.
Easier than the first one.
Easier, I don't know what you mean by easier, but it has all of this stuff. So if you know all of this, it should be easy, yes. Okay, number 46, elimination method. And I'm going to move it to the right because I don't have space, okay? So, elimination method. What is that?
70. Enough to say mine.
And this time, you know, you get to use your formula charts and the calculator and the yellow calculator and everything. So elimination method. What do I do to solve this by the elimination method?
Subtract.
What do you mean subtract? What do I do, guys? Elimination method. I need to eliminate either the x's or the y's. Can I eliminate either the x's or the y's the way it is? No, I need to do something to one of the equations so that I can have the same constants, opposite signs. Which one do you want to eliminate, the x's or the y's? It's easier to do the x's. Sorry, Maritza. So, we need to multiply by what to get rid of the x's?
3.
3, that is right. Yes, okay. So, let's distribute by 3, that would be 3 times x, which is 3x. And 3 times 9? 27 what? 3 times negative 63. Yes, Blake is a big number. What number is that?
Blake.
Calculator. 189? Now what? I already have my x's with the same constant, you know, the coefficient is positive and negative. Now I can do what? What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Elimination.
Elimination. So what am I going to eliminate?
X.
The x's. Wakey, wakey. What is 10 plus 27?
37.
37. Okay, so it's 37y equals. What about negative 70 and negative 189? Yes, Blake, that's a big number. What is that supposed to be?
Negative 259.
Thank you, Tony. Negative 259? Great. Then we divide by 37. What is negative 259 by 37? That is negative what?
7.
Negative 7? Nice. Whole number. Okay, so then now that I know y is equal to negative 7, doesn't matter where I plug it in when I go back and plug it in? It doesn't matter, right? Okay, so then let's choose which equation should we choose here? A first one. There you go, Marisa. So it's x plus 9 times negative 7, and then equals to negative 63. Then we distribute, well, we simplify that. 7 times 9 is 63. And to solve for x, add 63 to both sides. So therefore, x equals what? 0. So the solution to this problem should be letter C. That is right. That is right. Yes, it's here. C. Yes, yes, awesome. We did it. Like Dora, right? We did it. We did it.
Yay!
Yay. Okay. 47.
I got C.
Solve matrices. What's the answer for 47?
I got C.
C is right. I hope you don't miss this one on the final exam. Is this easy? Yes, it is, right? What is the soda that you have to remember the order?
RC.
The RC.
I
Yes.
remember.
Awesome. Number of rows is 2. Number of columns is 3. Okay. 48. Identify the element specified for the matrix. So if that is an RC, that's going to be the first row, second column.
Oh, I got A.
That is right, Blake. It's 7. So it is A. Great. Number 49.
I got D.
You got D? 49, the answer is D. Yes, we're doing it. Yes. So far, so good. I think those are kind of easy, right? We don't really need to go over those. Number 50. It says determine whether the matrices are inverses or not. So are there inverses? What was the answer? Are there inverses of each other?
Come on, Blake, are they?
We don't know? Okay, since I tell you, I'm not going to be checking on the work, but on the review I will. So how will you have to show that they're inverse or not? Okay, look at your formula chart. On your formula chart, you get the inverse, right?
Oh, right here. 2
The-
by 2.
It's a 2 by 2 inverse. The formula is 1 over AD minus BC, and then you switched around A and D, so it's DA, and you change the signs of B and C. So you get the first one. On the first one, that is A, B, C, D. So when I try to get the inverse, is 1 over, what is A?
5.
5. What is D?
2.
2. Minus, what is B?
3.
3, and C is
3.
3. Okay, great. And then when I set up the matrix, what is D? We said that is 2 and 5, and B and C change signs. So when I simplify the determinant, which is what's on the bottom of the 1, you're going to have 1 over 10 minus 9, and 10 minus 9 is what?
1.
Is 1. So then here you have 1 over 1,
Yes, it is.
which is the same thing, right? So is that the matrix they're giving us on the second place? It is, right? So yes, it is. Right here. Same thing. Yes. Awesome. Okay, you guys. Let's put this out of the way. 51.
D.
Gaussian's elimination. What is the solution?
I got D.
D is right. That
But
is
the only
right.
reason I got D was because it tells me what C was.
There you go, and that's the way you're going to have it on the exam also. So once you find the Z, you go back and you plug it in, right? And then you find the Y, and then plug in both in the first equation, and then you find the X. It is right. It is D. Good job. Okay, let's move on now.
D.
Number 52, I hope you don't miss this one. It's just the matrix, the augmented matrix. You know, here on the review, the instructions are missing, but it's supposed to say give the augmented matrix, okay? On the final exam, it's the same thing. The instructions are cut off. So just remember that, yeah, you cannot see it. And on the test, it's the same thing, okay? But if you look at the answer choices, it's just asking for the
It's A.
augmented matrix. So what was the answer for 52?
A.
A is right, yes. Okay. Yes, I hope you don't miss this one. It's an easy one also. Number 53. Solve the system of equations by finding the reduced row echelon form for the augmented matrix. Okay, so number 53, the answer to 53. What did you get for 53? Mm-hmm.
I didn't do them. I was skipping around.
Skipping around. The answer is C. Answer is C. Okay, so I'm gonna let you work on this. Yes. What is it? You go, okay, let me go through the steps. So I'm gonna record the instructions on how to use a calculator, okay? So you can follow along. And this is one of the ones that I'm gonna be checking when I check the review to give you the extra points. You make sure you work on that and you show the work, okay? So that I can give you the extra points. On the calculator, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and go to second matrix. Then you're gonna go ahead and put the edit on matrix A. So follow along if you wanna practice this with me. And then you put in the number. So you're gonna have one enter. Oops, let me go back. This is what is the dimensions of this? What is the order? 3 by 4. So then you put the entry. So it's 1 enter, negative 6. 1 enter, negative 1 enter, 2 enter, negative 16. And then 3 enter, 1 enter, and then negative 16. Then once you put everything in, just double check that all the numbers are right. Then just go to the home screen, second quit. Then here, what you're gonna do, you're gonna go ahead and go to second matrix. And then you're gonna go to math to the right. And you're gonna scroll down. What do we want here? We want the row echelon, reduced row echelon form. So it's RRE. When you go down to almost the end of those options, you start with the letter A and then B. The first one is row echelon form. The second one is reduced row echelon form. So you choose B. Be on the home screen, please. Okay, so it's alpha B. Where's the B? There you go. And then you just recall the matrix that you want to use. So you want the A matrix. So you go second matrix, recall A, press enter. And there you have the answer. So the solution is negative 5, 3, and negative 4. Okay? Number 54. 54 says solve the system of equations by using an inverse matrix. So by using an inverse matrix, what is the answer for 54? What was the answer? Okay, the answer, why don't we get it with the calculator? Let's go through the instructions. We want the inverse. So we need to...
We can do the calculator and not show you anything when we turn it in.
Okay, so first of all, we put in the A matrix, a 2 by 2, negative 5, 3, 2, negative 4, and then we got the B matrix, A negative 20. Now that I have A and B, all I have to do is go to the home screen and then recall what's the formula to get A times, okay, here, see you have A times B, it's gonna be, and this is X, equals to, what was the formula? Just, okay. I wanna just, it's just, you know, when you simplify all of that, that's supposed to be X equals A inverse B. You get the inverse of A and then you multiply it by the B, okay? So that's a formula that you put on the calculator. So on my calculator, I'm gonna recall A and then raise it to the negative 1 and then times, I recall B, which is the second one, and then that would give you the answer, which is 2 and 6. 2 for the X.
I said, how do we
6.
show it to you?
On paper, what you need to do is you need to get the inverse, the a to the negative 1. Well, we did it with the other problem. You know, the 1 over AD minus BC. And then times, you switched AD, change the signs up. Once you get that, then just multiply it by the B matrix, which is a negative 20. So you do row times column, and that would give you that answer, which is 2, 6. Okay, thank you for asking, Marta. Number 55. What's the answer for number 55? They want to find the vertex, the focus, directrix, and the focal width of the parabola. So, what is the answer for 55? The answer is, that is right, the answer is D. Okay, questions about that problem being D? Did you get the focus to be 3? Do you know how to get that? We just recently did this. Yes? Okay. Maritza, do you know how to get the B? I'm not gonna say it, but like in the weddings they say, speak now or forever. Right? Okay, so what is the 12 representing? 12 is supposed to be on the formula. When you have the formula x squared equals 4p y, right? That's the general formula for parabolas. So the 4p is represented by 12. And when you want to solve for p, you just divide by 4. So p equals to 3. And since this is a parabola opening up, then you're going to have the point inside the parabola. Since it's inside the parabola, then it's going to be going up. So it should be inside, which is going to be 0, 3. Directrix, well, the directrix is opposite to that number, so it's going to be where the y is, the y-axis, that's going to be negative 3. So it's y equals negative 3. And the focal width, well, the focal width is just the number inside in front of the y, which is just 12. And that's why it's D. Okay. Number 56. Okay, what do we have for number 56?
B.
That is right. It is B. Yes. Questions
No,
about
X, you switch it,
56?
which is 1, and then Y is negative 6.
That is right. Yes, you're in video. Yes. You opposite, the negative 1, that is 1, and opposite the 6 is negative 6. That's the vertex. That is right. So there's only one choice that gives you that, right? Thank God. Yeah. Number 57. So what is 57? What's the answer? It's opening to the left.
Which is on the Y.
Mm-hmm.
See?
So it is C, Blake. Yes. Don't be kidding. That is right. Number 58. Focus is negative 4, 7. Directrix is y equals to 5. Is D. It is D. 59. It's B. And 60. It's D. Okay? So these are all the questions that we're going to cover this on this second part, all the way to 60. So we'll go ahead and do the third part tomorrow. Okay? So finish up number 61 all the way to, what is it, 67? 65. Oh, very few problems. Okay.